Hello, my Luo people. Uri nini? Uri onari? Uri mabe? Anari mabe. Did you guys know that Acholi of Uganda and the Alur were actually formed by two brothers? Yes, the Acholi of Uganda and the Alur group, they are all from one family. They were brothers, they were siblings. Now, today I'm just going to talk about how they became two groups when at one point they were just Acholi, right? So, a long time ago, there was a man called Olum. The man and his little family, they moved away from where they actually were settled in South Sudan, in the modern day South Sudan, and they moved a little bit closer to northern Uganda, okay? And when he moved there, he formed his own family. And the man, Olum, he had two sons. The eldest son was called Labongo, and then the youngest son was called Gipir. Olum was actually the chief, the Ruot. He was the Ruot of the little village that he and his little group settled in. He was the Ruot. Now, when Olum knew that his time was almost up, when he was very old, okay, when he knew his time was up, he called his eldest son, Labongo. Labongo went to the father so that the father can pass on his final knowledge, his final wisdom to him. When Labongo went there, the father, Olum, told his son about the ancestral spear. This was a spear that Olum, father, passed to him, and now he is now passing it to his son, Labongo. And he made Labongo to swear with his life that he will protect that spear, that ancestral spear, regardless of what may come, because it has been passed on from generation to generation. And now, since Olum time is no more, he passed it on to Labongo to do the same. And that when Labongo get old, it is now his duty to pass the same spear to his son. So after a while, Olum died. Olum died, and then his son Labongo became the chief, the Ruot of their little village. There was a time Labongo went off hunting. He went off hunting, and all of a sudden, an elephant came out of nowhere. An elephant came out of nowhere into their home. And the wife of Labongo started screaming for help. Konya, konya, lietie, konya, konya, lietobino gang, konya, konya, screaming for help because the elephant was destroying everything. The elephant was destroying their plants and hitting their houses and doing all sort of chaotic things in their area. So when Gipir, Labongo's younger brother, heard the wife of Labongo screaming, he immediately rushed. He rushed off trying to assist the lady. And the first spear he could see, he picked it up and he threw it at the elephant. He stabbed the elephant with the spear. And when that had happened, the elephant ran away with the spear. The elephant took off with the spear to the forest. And then that was when Kipir just realized then that the spear that he used on the elephant was actually the ancestral spear that was left to Labongo to protect with his whole life. Okay? Because this has been passed on from generation to generation. And so when Labongo came back home, he was told about what had happened, that the elephant came into the home and Gipir took the spear and used it on on the elephant, and then the elephant took off with the spear. When Labongo heard this, he was fuming. He was filled with rage. He was boiling, anger. He was so angry that he told his younger brother to go and get the spear back. And Labongo told him that because the elephant took off with it and went off with it into the jungle, into the forest, it's dangerous. You can't just go and follow an elephant, right? Labongo then tried to amend what had happened. So what he did, he told Labongo to take all his spears, all the best, all of his spears that he could see to make up for what the elephant took off with. Labongo said, nope. Labongo said he did not want any other spear except for the one that their father left for him to protect with his own life, the ancestral spear. And so when Kipir heard this, he didn't know what to do. He pleaded with the brother. Omera, please, Tim Keja, duak chunyi ping. And Labongo refused. Labongo refused. And when that happened, Kipir had to go where? Into the forest, into the jungle to look for the elephant who took off with the spear. Kipir went on a journey filled with uncertainty because he wasn't aware of whether he's going to make it back home or not. Okay? Because when you think of the wilderness, you're talking about snakes, you're talking about lions, you're talking about all sort of wild animals that could come after you. Okay? And so when he took off, no one knew whether Gipir was going to come back alive. So Kipir took off, he went, he looked for that elephant. He looked for that elephant from one side, from left, right, everywhere. He was searching for the elephant so he can find the brother's spear. And he couldn't. And then because he was walking for days, not much food, not enough water. And then a snake came and bit him as well on his leg. And when the snake bit him, he was all alone. So he fell down and he was now ready to die. Basically, because his leg was all swollen from walking for days, he just fell down and accepted that he's going to die. Out of nowhere, when Gipir thought all hope was gone, an old lady came out of nowhere. This is in the middle of the jungle where people are not residing, right? An old woman appeared out of nowhere and found Gipir on the ground. He picked him up. She nurtured him, she fed him, she cleaned him, and then by doing that, Kipir managed to develop some energy and to heal. Developing his strength, he started coming back to life after almost feeling like he was going to die. He thought that was the end, but the old woman came and she fixed everything. And so the old woman also told Gipir where to find the elephant with the spear. Okay, now imagine an old lady in the middle of nowhere coming, looking after you, and knowing exactly where the elephant went with the spear. So the old lady told Gipir, go here, you'll find the elephant with the spear. Okay, and before Gipir could take off, the woman gave Gipir a gift, and the gift was beads. It was the most beautiful gift that Gipir has ever set his eyes upon. No one has ever seen it. It was very foreign. Okay, so Gipir, when he saw that, he was so happy. He thanked the woman for her hospitality and also for the precious gift, a gift that he has never seen before. He took off, went and found the elephant exactly where the woman told him he would. He took the spear and he headed her back to his village. And then when he got there, everyone was very surprised to see him still alive, because if you took off in the wilderness all by yourself, the chances are you are going to die. So when he came back home, everyone was so shocked and so surprised and and then all of a sudden, Kipir showed the village his beads, his beautiful beads that was given to him by the old woman. The whole village could not believe what they saw, because they have never seen anything so precious like that before. No one has ever seen it. They don't even know how it's made or where it came from. No one knows, except the old woman who gave it to Gipir. So everyone gathered around Gipir and he was showing, look at my beads, look at my beads, look at my beads, look at my beads. He was so happy. And then he gave the spear to the brother. But even if he gave the spear to the brother, he was very unhappy about his brother. With his brother on what he has done, because the brother sent him almost on a death mission. Okay? And he held grudges against the brother, even if he made it back home safely. So he stayed. Days went by. There was a time that Gipir put his beads on the rock. Okay? He puts his beads on the rock. And then he just turned his back around. I'm not really sure how far he went. But all of a sudden, Labongo eldest daughter, came and took the bead that was given to Gipir by the old woman, the precious one, the gift that no one has ever seen before. The daughter took it and she swallowed the beads. Like, poop, in her stomach, she swallowed the beads. And when she swallowed the beads, Kipir went immediately to Labongo, saying he won his beads and he wants it now. Like, now, I want my beads now. And Labongo said, calm down, brother. She's going to go to the toilet and she's going to pass this out tomorrow. Just wait until tomorrow. Gipir said, no, I am not going to wait till tomorrow. I want it now, and I want it now. So they started arguing. There was a lot of argument because Gipir wasn't having anything. And that was due to the fact that the brother actually almost left him to die. He almost died. And so Labongo, with anger, he was furious. I feel like Labongo have anger problem. Anyway, Labongo took a knife. Now this is very sensitive. Labongo took a knife and he cut open his daughter. Labongo, the eldest son, took a knife and he cut open his daughter to take out the beads, to give it to his younger brother, who is Gipir. And of course, in the process of cutting somebody open, the person have to die. So Labongo's daughter died in that process. He took the beads, gave it to the brother. He got up, he looked at his brother, and he said, from today going forward, Merako, you are not my brother. It is over. Me and you, we are done. We are no longer family forever. And I want you to leave. I want you to take off with your family and leave. So when Gipir heard this, Gipir took off with his family. And he went far away and he set up his own village all the way to West Nile, to the area now that is known as Nebi, which is where the Alur people are based. The family, the generation of Gipir, were known as the Alur. They are now called Alur. And Labongo family, they now form the group of the Acholi of northern Uganda. So you see in that story, Labongo, his generation is the Acholi of northern Uganda. And then Gipir, his generation became the Alur in West Nile. But they have the same grandfather, which is Olum. These were brothers that just did not know how to handle issues. And as a result, rather than having one big Acholi, now there's Alur, and then there's Acholi of northern Uganda. But then again, even if it's so sad that we became two groups in the Luo community rather than being one, I can't imagine if they never had this disagreement, it means there would have only been Acholi, there would have been no Alur, right? There would have just been Acholi. And I can't imagine the Luo group without Alur people. Because I love Alur people. I love their music. One Alur, one mielo dara, dara we, one mielo dara, one Alur, one mielo dara. And what's that? My favorite song by an Alur artist, Lucky D. Ichoke chi to doki miti duogi ibineno wangi apenyi mat konge kweru pieni mito soda Apenyi matu konge kweru, pieni mito soda, maremo chwinyani nyai matu kongo, kare matu kongo, gipenjo mar. You see, like, I can't imagine. I can't imagine us within the Luo group without the Alur people. So even if the story is really sad of two brothers with anger problems fighting, and then to the extent where the daughter of Labongo had to be killed, and to the extent where Gipir almost died in the wilderness, I am so grateful that we have Alur. And the story is sad, but we are here. And I like it. I love their Alur. I love their accent, and I love that they formed their group, because the majority of the Luo in Kenya, they were actually Alur. Now there's also Acholi. Like last time I said, Acholi and Alur, they are what formed the Luo group in Kenya. But then I think majority of them went to Kenya as well as Acholi. So if you look back, Alur and Acholi, they are one family. They are brothers. They were blood brothers. So even if now we do have a different name, one Achiel, one Purachiel, we are all one. The Acholi of Uganda and the Alur Luo group, they are one, because it is also them who formed the what? The Luo group in Kenya. So ladies and gentlemen, what do you guys think of this story? Do you think the Luo community would have been better if they just stayed as Acholi? Or would you say, even if the story is a bit crazy and it's sad, that it's good that it happened, because now we have the Alur, and one Alur, one yellow dara dara way, one yellow dara, because that dancing is so different from Acholi, but I absolutely love it. And I love all of you Luo people. So as always, tell me what you think, and I will catch up with you all some other time. Jokma malo o gwok weng ana po matek erokamanu ina poch touch. Thank you.